Hi guys, happy Monday, 5th of October, coming up to midday here in London. Equity is pretty flat. We had developments over the weekend from Trump, and really it's not too negative, and that really has helped us recover from obviously Friday's push down. We completely reversed that now. It doesn't seem to be as bad as it could have been. So we've got our baseline. Obviously, any further negative developments, you'd be looking for equities to go lower. Whereas if he comes back, all guns blazing, I think you might get a little pop, but I think it's kind of done for now, unless there's any negative headlines that go from there. Elsewhere, New York looking to reinstate some lockdowns as COVID cases surge, so keep an eye on that for the US, and in the UK the cases are high as well. There's the much talked lockdown of the October half term for school, so in a couple of weeks we'll see whether that unfolds or not. Let's have a quick look at some levels then, just bringing in the S&P on this longer time frame. I think it's pretty much bang in the middle. I'd say slightly above my midline that I would have, which would be 33.50. The 3400, tiny bit above here, or a bit above this line would be obviously a focus, and then the lows that we had from last week. It's a bit of a guide. I would say there's no harm, I think, just being cautious. Got the minutes on Wednesday from the Fed. Below here on the hour, obviously then looking for price to come back and test what really was a good line in the sand on Friday. So 33.36, those would be two support points I'd want to see hold. If not, then I'd imagine we actually push back down to the low of the week. However, if we are to grind up, especially as America comes into play, keep an eye on the trend line, breaks above there. You do have some key resistance points. I think 33.74, 75 is going to be important before then potentially becomes that 3400. Also, worth keeping an eye obviously on the daily chart here. I keep talking about the 34.14. If price does get above there this week, I believe we go all-time highs. The NASDAQ, decent enough start today. It's got that similar level, hasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. It needs to get above there for the next push to the upside. And the Dow, quite similar to the S&P, and it's probably got a bit more room to go before touching that level, but it is key nonetheless. So yeah, at the moment, this is the Dow chart. Yeah, there you go. So a bit more room to go. The euro helped by a bit of risk on potentially in the early hours. Dollar weakened as well, and we've actually broken some key resistance. So I think that's stops getting triggered as well, helped push us higher. The dollar weakness has also helped the pound push to the highs of the day, and you can see the significance if I just put this onto a 240 chart of that 130. I really do believe there's going to be a big short squeeze above 130 on the pound, and just putting this on the daily chart, you can see why a lot of it's just such a key level, but a lot of resistance there. Above there, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a quick fire move towards 132. However, as long as it stays below there, there's no harm in looking for shorts. However, that low that we marked up a couple of weeks ago has just been so key. Euro, then, if we're looking at the daily chart, do you really want to be short euro if we get above last week's high? Probably not. And then you'd be looking really towards that 118, almost 119 handle. However, that holds and ultimately gets back below here. This was obviously a great opportunity last week. A couple of times it came to the 117 handle, which had been previous resistance. If you're looking for shorts on continuation, you would want to see a close below there before looking lower. Gold had a raise the Trump COVID gains. However, that low that we made in sort of correlation with some of those currency pairs, that's still intact. And the next leg comes above Friday's high, to be honest. It needs to get above there. You could probably call it a bit of a zone, but this is an important resistance point, 1917. It's one of those ones where if price is above there on the daily close, you probably don't want to be holding any shorts. Also, if you want a continuation and a bit more confirmation, maybe the long above the trend line isn't the worst idea in the world. Anyway, guys, looks set to be a headline driven week. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are as well. It is under a month to go until the election. It's about to get ugly, I'm sure.